Yes.
Oh, we're live right now.
Yeah, we are live right now. So what part of we're live did you not?
I just sat down. I was caught off guard.
I was caught off guard. All right, you guys, it's RT Bear coming to you from Hack Shack Studios, and we have two special guests with us. We have Render Contender.
Render Contender. I thought I was announcing myself.
Oh, go for it.
Render Contender.
And
Sierra Whiskey.
yeah, baby. Okay, so yeah, we just had lunch and no alcohol though.
No,
It's too early.
We kept it clean.
It's too early. You know what? Render said, had we known you were picking up the tab, we probably would have got
margaritas. Yeah.
That's true. I would have followed suit. You know, I was
So
behaving myself.
I think this is still going to be interesting, even though we're not inebriated. What do you think?
I had something to drink on the way here. So
Well, you weren't driving, right? So you had those vodka shots?
while I was driving, yeah, you have to be real careful with that, though.
Yeah. Well, you're a professional.
Just to not get caught.
Well,
I mean,
tiny paper bags for your little 1 ounce serving vodka shots.
it's sport bottles. They work better.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll never know. Have you guys ever had like gin right out of the bottle?
Yes.
It's foul, right?
Senior year of high school, I thought gin looked appetizing, and it's not.
It's not.
No.
We went to see, of all bands, Styx, the Coliseum, and we were drinking mixed. I think it was gin with 7-Up, and we ran out of 7-Up.
Oh,
So we were just drinking gin straight. My friend who was driving, he didn't even get in the venue. We carried him. I don't know. It was a different time, but we carried him past security. It was like that weekend at Bernie's.
you had to carry the driver into the venue.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
and then long story short, he ended up puking on this big, huge guy in the row in front of us, like right on the back of his head.
Oh,
Yeah, it was horrible. And then I didn't even have my driver's license, and I ended up having to drive home from the forum. Yeah.
I think you made the best decision. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't stay friends with that guy very long, very much longer.
you had to fight the guy who got puked on. So
No, that's when you learn to like calm situations very quickly, right? And make friends. I think even though we were underage, I threw my friend some money while I didn't break eye contact with the big guy to go buy that guy a beer. So he ran off with my money, bought the beer, brought it back as I was cleaning him up. We gave him a beer and everything was okay. Yeah, that was not good. Okay, so we got some stuff to talk about. Got some friends to hang out with. So one of the things we were talking about is do we want to just get into it, or just what we'll do is we'll back up a little bit and we'll see how everybody's doing, because it's been a couple weeks since Render's been here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. So how you been?
Actually, I was very sick.
Yikes.
And then
I
died, but I came back better, bigger, stronger, faster, longer. Yeah.
and girthier.
No, really, I was very sick, and then
Was it that weird flu that was going around?
it was, and it kind of got to your brain too. It was weird. It was foggy and just started messing with your thoughts. And I wasn't the only one that had it, so I thought I was just losing my mind.
I think
But
it's
it
going
was
around. Actually.
Yeah, a lot of people are losing their mind.
Yeah. And they don't have an illness
To excuse,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, and but then I had some doctor appointments and a clean bill of health and some good news that came back, and so now I'm feeling like a new man. Like,
So how long you been?
healthy?
Yeah.
For about 2 weeks now. But I started working out again. I started doing a lot of things because I'm just feeling it. I don't know how long this is going to last, but it's good.
Those things can kick your butt, man. Because I had a few friends that got that flu, and it happens like that, right? Like you just boom, you're down, and then your brain melts, and then you wake up a stronger, faster, girthier man.
Last time I had the flu, I ended up in a fever dream where I was building a retainer wall in Graceland with Elvis.
Ooh.
So yeah, I actually welcome those. I like those.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a good dream.
yeah, you come across you have some adventures.
I haven't had a fever dream in a long time. I need to get on it.
Catch the flu.
Yeah. Too bad you guys aren't still contagious.
Yeah.
We can spread it around. Yeah, so we're coming live from Hack Shack, and so should we try to lay down some groundwork with who Sierra Whiskey is? So you want to give a little backstory, how you fit into to CG and this whole like crazy thing, just in case somebody doesn't know who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been kind of a longtime fan of CG, big time fan of RT Bear,
Yes.
Van Skyver, floating around. I'm a mod on a lot of channels, and we recently started trying to put together something like our own book. So we're getting into the creator realm. Myself, Eric Weathers, and Aldous on the Farm. We're coming out with a book.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. So you have Savage Wilds. That's the Eric Weathers book, right?
Yeah, Eric's working on Savage Wilds.
And then you have the ultimate title that is going to kick all books ass is Killer Frickin' Chickens
from Space. Yeah. No.
You added that part.
Well, it's the subtitle.
Wait a minute. He didn't say that earlier, right?
It's going to get longer every time he says the title.
Every week we're going to add another title to the title. So, but yeah, Killer Frickin' Chickens. That's it started off as a joke, but it's getting to be the more fun out of all the books we're working on.
Yes, and I just want to encourage people in the chat. As always, our drill at Hack Shack is to let yourself be known. So this is also very interactive. So please, because I'm not sure that anybody's hearing this. I never know.
Are we live?
It says we're live.
Did we get? Have we?
We're live. We're 6 minutes, almost 7 minutes into this.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
Let me.
There's always a delay though. There's a weird delay with YouTube, so sometimes it takes a while.
It says 19 watching.
But usually when I encourage, it lights up.
Your chat's going. People are in the chat.
Wait a minute. Why are we not seeing this here?
So, Kyung Lee, you'd think Art would have this down by now.
No. No. Oh my gosh. So yeah, please read the chat then, because it's not. You guys see this, right? There's nothing showing up here.
So I just dropped in a hello chat. Let's see who we have.
Well, if anybody could fix it, Kyung Lee could fix it.
Where is Kyung?
Tell us what we're doing wrong.
Comments. Yeah, they're not showing up.
So Shinto Ketchup, Nighthawk Warrior, Kyung's here. Rhaegar Targaryen. Bianca fights the zombies.
Now that needs from space.
Yeah, from space. We got Tungsten. I recognize Tungsten. He's a big time.
Dude, I just went on Tungsten's show last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a badass. Shut your mouth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's very cool. They make like killer Nerf guns.
Oh yes. I think I've seen that.
And Narwhal is, I guess, into Nerf guns.
That's where I've seen him on Narwhal's show when Narwhal could stream.
Before the
darkening,
the darkening, the accident, the incident. Oh my gosh, I feel naked. I can't read my chat.
Fluxcore, we are all on the same mic. We're all here at Hack Shack Studios and Art Studio.
Yeah. And I did, before I got derailed, I was going to screen share with oh, okay. Yeah, this is not going to help either. Not with my eyesight.
Just for the listeners, I tried to give Art my phone so he could read the chat, but he can't see the small writing.
No, I can't see the small writing. I'm still trying to figure out. I'm being totally derailed by private chat. That wouldn't be it. Should I click this just to see?
Yeah, click it. See what happens.
Boom, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what that is for. Like if I sent out invitations.
Click that real quick.
I did, and it shows up here.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to keep talking to the chat. Maybe we can figure this out.
Yeah. There's three of us, and none of us can figure this out. So that's okay. We'll just make it through. We'll get through. But we do have images from Savage Wilds and Killer Frickin' Chickens from space, and they all drive 4x for some reason.
Some have golf carts.
Yeah, but those guys aren't cool.
Yeah. Well,
those aren't the killer ones.
No, those are the ducks.
Those are the ducks.
Yeah,
they're actually fodder. Their first line of defense. Ducks.
That's absolutely true. There's a subspecies of ducks that are they do things like clean the floors, take out the trash.
Well, I was thinking the killer joke would be the ducks are the first line, right? They're the fodder. But what they do is they actually duck, and then the next line gets it. So they're not as stupid as they seem. They're more like their emphasis less on battle and more on survival.
I'm gonna have to make a note. This is all good. This is all good
If
stuff.
you can dodge a bullet,
You
you
should
can
have-
dodge.
You
can
have
dodge a
one
duck.
character. You need one character that's the blue falcon. But it
Ooh.
literally will be a blue falcon.
Yeah.
And then that's
Okay, well, we're
good.
going to get into that. So we got two main stays with stains. We got two main stains with Comicsgate. We have Sierra Whiskey, and we have Render Contender. And Render had a great observation about some of the I guess not as positive stuff that's happening right now about the Comicsgate divided aspects. And you were coming up with, I thought was a brilliant observation, where it's not just like professionals divided, it's actually it's a fan base divided as well. You
Yeah.
want to talk about that?
Yeah, it is. And this is my perspective as a fan, but it's more of just memories. And a lot of this is because this is the anniversary of when I was doing the drawings for Comicsgate Cafe, which kind of got me on the map for being able to work with Malin on Graveyard Shift. And when I was reminiscing about those days, I was remembering how excited I was when I was doing those drawings to incorporate a lot of those characters together. And as a fan of Comicsgate, it was at that time, I know I'm not the only one, but I was buying books left and right just because of the enthusiasm. And one book would lead to another book because you'd hear about those guys on someone's stream, or they'd get mentioned. And there was not just a camaraderie, it was just being able to see those characters together that motivated you to buy you opened up your wallet to it because you were excited. And now a year has passed since then, and I got to say the feeling is almost the exact opposite. You could, let's say you support one book, you might be nervous to support that second book because you're not sure where they stand, or even the fan base is going to turn on you because you supported that book just on a whim or just out of pure enthusiasm for the art or for the creator. And then you get shunned because they're supposed to be persona non grata, or, and just to be honest, keeping track of it. When I was sick this last few weeks ago, a week will go by and it takes a long time to get back into where everybody stands on things, what the current standing is on these characters.
Yeah, it changes quickly. Yeah. And I thought your observation, because we're all fans, but I think you guys are still a little bit more in those trenches.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of buying the books and kind of supporting these. I'm kind of more of the established guy. I'm less of kind of on the outside looking in. And so I thought that what you guys were talking about at lunch was very, very valid about that. It's not just professionals divided, but it's strangely a fan base divided. And if they're fans of this guy or that guy, and those two are fighting, they might not necessarily, or they might feel as though that they have to shun one or support the other. And I'm not sure who had the observation at lunch, but was it yours that said most likely they're just not going to buy the books at all?
Right. That's the ultimate conclusion, is that it becomes too difficult to keep track of it. Then you just say, well, then neither book.
Yeah.
It's not usually down to two, but it could be, 5 or 6 different campaigns that interest you.
Yeah.
And it's just much easier to say, forget it.
Yeah. It's too much. It's too much confusion in the marketplace. And it becomes, because a lot of this is personality driven. So it's not just the books, but there's a personality attached to the book. So some people might feel that they're betraying somebody over the other. And like you said, it might just be easier for them just to not choose either one anymore, and maybe even support Marvel and DC, or go, put their money into video games or something else,
or the manga medium. They might get into the Japanese stuff.
Well, let's not go there. Let's hope that doesn't happen. They get enough of my money. But what you're looking at right now is this was your basically gateway into Comicsgate, right?
It was, yeah.
You did the Comicsgate Cafe. This is where I first saw you. And so if you don't recognize these characters, this is an establishing shot of a cafe, but we have black and white, drinking coffee over here in the midground, I guess that's kind of the middle of the composition. We have Lone Star, and then we have Cyberfrog. They're already not looking like they're happy with each other. Maybe you knew something.
Well, a lot of people have said that this was somewhat prophetic in the everybody's kung fu fighting type of scenario, but it was all really in good fun when I was doing it.
Yeah, it's all good, clean fun until somebody throws a hand grenade.
Yes. Well, Simon7 says Render started to collapse when he killed Lone Star. Did you kill Lone Star in these drawings?
I did not kill Lone Star. To this day, I will not fess up to that. I took a poll on Twitter of who would be the next person, who would be the person to die. I had to have somebody die because I had a joke that I needed to land that was when there's a cover of when Superman died, and they're holding his body and they have the cape, and there was a whole play out that I wanted to do. I wanted to get to the joke, to the punchline.
Okay. Somebody
had to die, and it had to be friendly fire. And there's a scene, also another famous comic book scene, is where Hawkeye, he kills Hulk. There's an arrow.
And that was in the Incredibles, right? Or in the Ultimates.
Yeah, he shoots him in the head with an arrow. Bruce Banner, basically.
Right.
Yeah. So I did a take on that scene. So if you get into the later pages, it's basically kind of a riff on those.
Good stuff.
It was funny to me.
Yeah, and so we have the introduction to Red Rooster, and so tell us a little bit about these bottles right here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see the writing on the bottles, but go ahead.
That's a special potion that I believe cures cancer. So
yes.
If you can get Red Rooster to mix those two bottles behind him, which is Art's Dust and Cecil's Sweat, that from what I hear on a stream about a year ago, that is the cure to cancer.
It also regrows hair.
Well, we'll find out. Once I start losing my hair, I'll start rubbing that on my head.
That's my point, is you have a full head of hair.
I do. Sexy hair. Okay, so yeah, you're going to have, was that on a Cecil show? Whose show was that on?
I believe it might have been on a Drawn and Quartered.
Oh no, there was no way that Mike would let us get away with that.
It was, I'm pretty sure that it was. It was like episode 2 or 3.
So Cecil was on a Drawn and Quartered?
Early on, yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay.
He had to keep his language above board, but yeah.
Oh, we were not on that street. There's a detail that we're leaving out about the dust and the sweat and where that dust and sweat were coming from.
Yeah, we can keep.
Oh wait, this is Black Friday. I'm going the wrong direction. You posted these from, they're like in reverse order, right?
Maybe, yeah. That's where the grenade hits.
Yeah. So I don't look at Red Rooster going into action right now. Boom. Yeah, and then Cyberfrog and Lone Star putting their differences aside, and they're like, we got to get into action here.
We got to beat up this waitress.
And then introduction to Graveyard Shift,
which incidentally is the night shift at the bar.
Yeah, they're taking over. Yeah,
they're the ones crashing the party. And this one always gets a lot of jokes for jawbreakers. Where were they coming from? So they were probably short order cooks in the back.
Yes.
That's what I'm imagining.
Well, they're
behind
making
the
the hot
bar.
dogs.
Yeah. No Coke, Pepsi.
Yeah.
This is always so brutal, man. All this other stuff is cool, but like this guy, this is right at Lone Star's head. Like this
Yeah,
guy's
Lone
got,
Star didn't see it coming.
yeah, like Lone Star is up the creek without the paddle, as they say. But as long as we have Cyberfrog jumping into action, see what I did there? And then black and white. Look at Whitney and Reed just taking care of business right off the bat.
Chokehold.
Yeah, chokehold and overhand left.
I sense a little pandering in that image.
This is before like I even knew that render contender.
No, yeah, it wasn't. In fact, even I don't think Malin was too happy to see Mick Mayhew getting punched in the face by a Red Rooster.
Brutus is looking yoked.
Yeah, this was when I got jealous when you posted this page. I was like, why didn't black and white get a spread, man? Why did we get like that kind of attention? Look at Brutus.
I was taking the tone to make sure everybody knew that it was in good fun, because Brutus is just that kind of character. He's just good fun.
Well, if anybody was going to stop everything and get attention, it would be Brutus. Just because of the sheer, size.
Yeah.
The thing I hate about Instagram is like they cut the images off.
They have to square it off, because there's a really cool Mexican standoff at the bottom panel.
Yeah, you can't really see it. Yeah,
through a
guns pointed at each other. Yeah.
The Hispanic standoff.
Yes, the nice way of saying it now. Yeah.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Oh man! So now look at poor Whitney. Like she was doing so well, and then these guys are like, chick fight. I like the heads turned a little bit. Oh, that's nice. And then they got to get a better look. And then of course, yeah, look at that. That's exactly the way it would happen too. White.
A lot of these choices, it's funny because they had to play to the gag. So the reason those characters were chosen was because I wanted to show them lifting their glasses or goggles.
Yeah.
So you kind of make those choices.
So this is some of your. Wait. I don't. Oh, this is the arrow to the head.
This is the arrow to the head.
And
so
then this is Brand.
That arrow, the way he's getting shot, is taken straight from Bruce Banner getting hit,
getting whacked,
and so that played really well into Brand characters. Because she uses the bow and arrow.
It's perfect. Yeah, so this was your gateway in. So that was that's cool. So
I think it showcases the fun that was happening.
The chat is back magically. It showed up.
Let me see where we're at though, because I think you're a bit behind.
Is it?
Let's see here. Dead air.
Oh, look at this. I am a guest on my own stream. No. I'm just focusing on some other creators here. So it's all good. It's all good. So do we want to kind of do a round robin about like your observation about the fan base and divided and possibly, well, we haven't heard what you thought, Sierra.
I mean, I'm kind of right in there. I understand a bit what's going on. Things are never going to be perfect in a movement, in a group. Everyone's going to have disagreements. My opinion about all this stuff is you should try and not let your disagreements divide the consumer.
Yeah. Yes.
That's really what it boils down to. Try and take it to the back channel. Try and work out your disagreements behind the scenes. And if you can't work out your disagreements, do what you can to go your separate ways without making people choose between you. Because what Render said is people might choose none of the above.
Yeah, that's the ultimate. What we're left with is nothing. So we can fight, but the ultimate person that's going to lose is the consumer. Right. The consumer is possibly not going to get some of these books because they'll back out. So the thing is, while we were talking at lunch, I had an observation about, like, I think you guys were saying that from a fan standpoint, when you're coming into Comicsgate, there was all this energy, right? There was all this, like, who's going to put out a book? Who's going to come in? What's going to happen next? Like, you didn't know, but it was all excitement. It was just pure excitement. who's going to come into Comicsgate, who's going to publish, who's going to do this, who's going to end up on somebody's stream. Like there was all these like question marks, but they were all fun questions to ask. And then there was a lot of support, like almost blind support. I mean, some of us had a reputation, but some of us didn't. So people were coming in and saying like just the excitement and the energy. I want to be part of this. I want to see what this is all about. And so we did really, really well for almost a year with that energy and that excitement going on. And it was almost like the Image first year. Like there was, if you put an Image eye on a cover, that would garner you attention. Like, people would go into the comic shop and just if they saw that Image eye, they would at least look at it. They would give it a shot. They would go, oh, Image eye, it's going to be good because, based on the excitement, the energy, and the books that had already come out, and the promise of the books that were going to come out, they got excited about it. So I do believe that the CG label and the energy that we had built had that. But like we were talking, and Render had the great observation, that it's not just the infighting, it's the fan base. And so maybe in the chat, or if you guys have any observations of how we could possibly move on from here, how we could maybe, get that excitement or that energy back. Because I think that would be a fun place to go. And then we'll show off Savage Wilds.
Well,
killer freaking chickens.
Killer
From
freaking
space.
chickens.
From space.
I'm starting to see some of that excitement come back as just as Black and White hits the feed on Twitter, on YouTube. People with those books out in the mail. I just saw somebody has one out in the wild, and that looks pretty awesome. I think the minute people open these books up, the ones that they've been waiting on for a while, they're gonna get that excitement back.
Well, didn't you guys get your books?
Yeah, and having something in your hand really does bring that excitement together. And yeah.
Oh, wait.
Go ahead.
Sierra's going to open his right here. Yeah.
So I have my book in my hand. I'm just gonna go. There you go. Do you hear all that excitement?
That's the protective seal.
Whew. You can smell it.
It's like opening a fresh bag of chips.
The new car smell. That's what this is.
This book is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. You haven't even got it out of the bag yet.
I actually snagged one off the pile downstairs and
how dare you!
I snuck a peek.
You went through the fulfillment center.
I did. I took a walk through the T-Bear Fulfillment Center. It's very impressive, very sophisticated.
Oh, you got to see the T-Bear Vault too.
I did.
It's a mess.
But it's a happy mess. There are treasures in there, people.
There is crap everywhere. It's like you just got to kind of go through it and go, oh man, that's from X-Men whatever, 1993 or whatever.
So Art has a giant blown up cover of Uncanny X-Men 281 on his wall. It's my favorite cover. And I want that.
It's two-sided too. It was like I did a Ronald McDonald House charity. And so it was two-sided. So it was before that, how everybody has a banner now at comic conventions. So it actually stood on its own. Somehow they had it suspended or something. It was at Frankensons. You guys are local, so you know Frankensons.
Mm-hmm. What's on the backside?
The same image.
Oh, okay.
So if people walked around, they could see it. And in a convention, I mean, that thing's massive. Yeah. It's probably these are like 10-foot, 11-foot ceilings.
It's like 6x4 at least.
Yeah. No, I think it's bigger than 6 feet. It's probably like, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
7 or 8
it takes
feet.
up most of the wall.
It looks taller because it's not quite to the ground level, but yeah. So what do you think, man?
This book is awesome. It's beautiful. So I have Black and White 2 and 3. I don't have Black and White 1 from the original Image run. I'm still hunting the dollar bins for that. But when I get it, I think I'm going to do an in-depth video, with comparing the remastered collection to the original.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that. But this art's beautiful. The colors sing. Of course, the inks are good. This is RT Bear. You
It's
know?
guaranteed. Some of those are digital inks.
I wouldn't have known.
I'm mixing and matching on this project. Yeah.
Regardless, this is a gorgeous book. But yeah, I think he's as these books get out in the wild, they hit backer hands. I think it's going to rekindle some of the fire Comicsgate had early on.
Yeah. I think there's some observations in the chat. I think that we will recover, and I think it will be stronger than ever. And I think when these books start fulfilling and people start getting them in their hands, it will change things drastically. And that's at least my goal. My goal is to get these black and white books into people's hands as quickly as possible to try to do my part to, I guess, course correct what's happening right now. So, and I know that Ethan's in fulfillment, and I think Mike's Meg is going to, isn't it starting fulfillment soon, or it has?
Something, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I tell you, I got Cyberfrog, the Salamandroid cover in the mail, and I couldn't have cared less how long it took to get it. I mean, the minute I had that in my hands, I was like, wow, this is fantastic.
Look at this. You guys can't see this, but I have like Ethan couldn't get enough of me, so he sent me 3 Cyberfrogs.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Based on one, backing. And so then I got Chung Lee's Battle Maiden Knuckle Bomb too. So that's another thing that gets overlooked. Chung Lee, I think he is totally fulfilled his campaign as well. So that was not a small undertaking, because I believe he did everything himself.
Yeah, he lettered it too, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think he fulfilled the campaign himself as well. Yeah.
One thing I love about Kyung's books, it's a little touch, but the stamped numbering in the corner by his logo, I love that. That's beautiful. Well,
we both went to San Diego Comic-Con together, and one of the things we were talking about is to try to do like a spectacle comic. So like, if we're going to do Indiegogo and we're going to do all of this big platform crowdfunding, that we're going to try to create one-of-a-kind collectibles. So like books that you could not get at a comic shop or something like that. So one of the ways that Chung Lee was talking about doing it is with numbering. So each one of these have assigned their own number. So each one is kind of, it's like the signed and numbered idea. So each one becomes a unique collectible. And then it also, it shows, I believe it shows the print run. This isn't like a traditional 1 of 100 or these just have assigned numbers, right? Is that how he's working it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's not quite a traditional like 1 of 100 or whatever, but it's still kind of I guess how do you say it? Showing a time and place. Like this is a moment in time. So it's got its stamp on there. So yeah, it's very cool. So everybody's doing a different thing, trying to bring unique aspects. In Chrono Mechanics, we're doing well, if we get to the point, we're going to do foil, and we're going to do other enhancements, because I believe that trying to make these one-of-a-kind books is the key. Trying to create something that you can't get in a normal like comic shop type of experience. So do you guys have anything else to add with the topic that we're talking?
Well, I'm just this is the Cyberfrog, the first cover that Art has here. I actually have not seen this in person yet. I ordered the ash cans for these other ones, and this is pretty awesome. I'm loving this. I love the colors, the chromium. This is a beautiful book. Well done, Ethan.
Yeah, I think the camera's working good enough. So this is my bundle of joy. So I think I backed most of these campaigns. So, I'm just as big of a fan as anybody else. So I got all my books, and they're awesome. So that is cool. So you guys want to add anything to the topic that we're talking about, or do you want to move on to Savage Wilds?
Yeah, Savage Wilds or Killer Freaking Chickens, whichever.
Which one? Which one do we go to, or both? I don't know.
Let's hit up Savage Wilds.
Okay. Let's do this. Savage Wilds. And let's just hope that it shows up. Doot, doot, doot. Oh, that's not it.
I know that logo.
Is this Savage Wilds?
That's not it.
That's not it. That's the killer of the frickin'.
There we go.
There we go. All right. So I know who this is, but I need to hear you tell everybody who this is.
Well, so Savage Wilds is a project that myself, Eric Weathers, and Aldous Off the Farm are working on. Eric's doing all our art. He's our interior artist and our letterer. And yeah, this is a promo piece he's been working on for a little while. It's off with the colorist right now. For this piece, our colorist is going to be Kelsey Shannon.
Ooh, very cool.
Yeah. And
so this is all Eric's pencils. Is this his inks as well?
so this is inks. So Eric pencils digitally and inks traditional.
Oh, very cool.
So yeah, here you have a little bit of he inks, and then he likes to go in with some white ink.
I see it on the trees. Yeah.
Yeah, and he brings out the details that way.
So what's this in the background? This kind of fortress.
That's the giant beaver castle.
That is a beaver castle,
Yeah, it's the beaver fortress,
and that's what he's defending.
Yes. So our evil dastardly beaver here, that's Iron Tooth. He is the leader of the beavers who have come down out of the north and have subjugated the river and the forest animals around it. And our heroic raccoon here, that's Rook. He's an orphan who grew up in a junkyard, and you can tell the armor, the trash can, shield, that stuff. He's using what he has to battle out with Iron Tooth there. And just a spoiler, this is not going to go well for our hero.
Oh, well, it already looks like he's outclassed right here, man. But he's got the heart.
That's right.
Yeah, so he will overcome. So is he defending his castle, or it's just in the background?
It's just in the background. This is a promo piece. So fun fact, this is going to go out to we're going to mail this out to some backers through some other campaigns, and you'll be pleasantly surprised when you open your packages. I'm not going to say who.
Oh, that's right. You told me at lunch. It's going to be very cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not going to spoil it. But yeah, this looks great. Yeah, this looks really, really good. So this is a trash can as a shield. So when are you thinking of launching this?
We're looking at summer of next year.
Oh, so you'll be able to get the whole book done? Is it a one shot, or is it ongoing?
So this is one book of 4 books planned right now. The story we want to tell is more of a long form story. We're not going to be able to get anywhere near where we want to go in 48 pages. So we're going to have to split it up into multiple books. But yeah, we're going to have a large portion of the book done before we even launch our campaign.
Possibly even volume 2 started?
Probably not, just volume 1.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll have chapter 1 completely done, but chapter 1, volume 1 is still going to need a little work throughout the campaign.
Okay. Is that just because Eric is so busy, or
Eric is super busy. And then, I mean, we're busy too. So
yeah. Well, you have 2 campaigns.
Well, the other one we're not going to launch for a while. The other one we're building up we're building up a buzz for it.
Okay.
Everyone seems to like space chickens.
I don't know. I like raccoons and beavers defending.
I like that design of the beaver.
I know, that's what I was thinking too. Like, it's really cool. I know that the raccoon's the hero, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they also say that the hero's only as good as his villain, but this villain looks very formidable.
So we have started with the villains
Iron
for
Tooth.
all 4 books. Iron Tooth, the fun thing about beavers is that they build up a rusty iron coating on their teeth. So if you ever see a picture of a beaver, they're orange. Their teeth are orange red. So Iron Tooth was a natural name for him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know that like rabbits and certain rodent types have to gnaw on things constantly because their teeth just keep growing, right?
Yeah.
So like
beavers the same way.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
But they also dam up. I never understood this. Is there a reason that they dam up? Or is that just a byproduct of their
Do they know
their
what
mischief?
they're doing?
Yeah, like, are they damming it up so they can go, oh, well, the swimming hole?
So they dam it up. they build the dams as their homes, but they also load up the dam as a food source. So beavers eat a certain type of fibrous wood, and then they stockpile that wood in one place and then live under it.
Okay.
So it's kind of a
So their food becomes their home.
yeah. It's shelter, safety, and food all in one go.
Wow, it's like nature's perfect specimen.
They're smart. They're one of the only creatures other than man that alters their environment to suit them.
Yeah. Do you remember that thing in the Matrix? It always bugged me where they, what is it? I forget the villain's name. Who's Mr. Anderson? What is he?
Mr. Smith?
Mr. Smith, yes, thank you. And he says, humans are the only ones that do not have natural equilibrium with nature. They just like kind of consume and then destroy and then move on. And I'm like, have you ever seen animals? Like we had a dog in the backyard, right? We used to have a beautiful yard, right? It was beautiful. We had grass everywhere. We had shrubs. We had trees. You know what? That dog ate shrubs.
Yeah.
Like we would like just be eating, because we had the back window and we'd look out and there'd be like part of a tree branch or something that the dog would be gnawing on. And the dog would just like walk back and forth so frequently, there'd be a pathway in the grass, And then on top of that, we went to the San Diego, it's a killer zoo, the one that you can drive through.
The wild animal park?
Yeah, the wild animal park. And so, we're taking the tour, we're driving around a little truck and everything. And then the guy says, we built this whole habitat for these animals so they could live like they do, in Africa or whatever. And then they said, they destroyed the habitat, right? Because they just they're animals. That's why they're animals, right? So they said now, like the palm trees and certain aspects of it, they have to put every day. They have a crane and they put the palms up on top of this stump so that the damn giraffes can eat, and so it seems like it's natural. Well, so they have to artificially like create their terrain every day so that they can feed.
It's like the kangaroos at that same park. They've got a kangaroo exhibit now. You walk in and you can stand 3 feet from a kangaroo, nothing in between you, right? Well, those things systematically go through and eat the grass. So you got people coming right behind them, sodding down new grass.
Yeah.
Equilibrium.
Natural equilibrium? What are you talking about? Do they plant seeds back? Do they like, do they know the word conservation? Do they know? No, they'll destroy everything, man. Yeah. Like, it's just crazy. We have rabbits in the area. It's like we have, like, living in this area, we have this saying, we plant one for the rabbits and one for the yard, because inevitably the rabbits, the moles, the whatever, they'll just consume everything. Mm-hmm. If you don't keep up, they'll just destroy everything.
Well, that's what's going on with the beavers in this situation.
Okay.
No one is holding the beavers accountable. They're not keeping them in check, so they've gone crazy.
Ooh.
The beavers are taking over the territory, and they've enslaved all the other forest animals to help them build their giant dams. So you notice here at the feet of Irontooth, there's a small, tiny trickle of a stream, which once was a mighty river.
Ooh, he dammed it up.
Mm-hmm.
You sons of bitches.
They dammed it all up.
They dammed it all up.
Yep. So we have to pound the beavers, defeat them, and set the river free.
But is it just one raccoon?
Oh, no. The raccoon does have backup, but he has to rally the troops.
Are the other raccoons?
No, there are a bunch of other forest animals. That's one thing that's going to be fun about this book. There are tons of different kinds of animals, and we're going to play to their natural instincts and make that a part of their characters.
Okay. So is this going to be kind of like an epic Lord of the Rings kind of tale with like forest animals kind of thing?
Yeah, it's going to be kind of like Rats of Nim meets Lord of the Rings, or Rats of Nim meets a little bit maybe Game of Thrones, but not as dark and pervasive. The beavers are up to no good, but they're not the ones that even wanted to do this. They're being driven by a larger, darker force.
Ooh.
That we'll find out about later on.
Killer frickin' chickens?
No, that's. I mean, the killer frickin' chickens are in this world. But the beavers and raccoons are just too low to matter to them.
Well, is this an exclusive? We have they share. It's a shared universe.
Shared universe, yeah. Everything in the Sensory Comics universe is in the same universe.
So Sensory is your publishing brand.
Yeah, it's our imprint.
Okay, very cool. So if you see Sensory, you're gonna know that it's a Sierra whiskey and it's quality.
Hashtag Sensory Comics. Hashtag Comicsgate.
Sweet. So this piece right here is with the great Kelsey Shannon.
So this is Eric Weathers' pencils and inks, and Kelsey has it. He's coloring it right now.
That's what I meant by it's in his hands.
Yes, sir.
So that will be the final. And you said this is the cover, or is it a pinup?
This is just a pinup. This is just a pinup. Eric has free reign to do whatever he wants with the cover, and I think this is actually his first. This was his first crack at getting a completed kind of scene with these type of characters. Eric's never done anthro characters before.
I don't think I ever have either.
I think he nailed it on this.
He's doing an excellent job. We're really happy.
Oh yeah.
Iron Tooth's face. He's got a little bit of that Lee Van Cleef look to him.
There is. He does look like a beaver, like a human beaver. So wait, I'm gonna speculate. I'm gonna guess like the man or the people behind this are people. They're humans, right?
They are humans.
Wait
Wait a minute.
Wait, behind, because you said that somebody deeper is behind the beaver.
Oh,
beavers.
no. It was a result of humans, but it's actually not a human pulling the strings on this one.
Damn it.
No.
I'm gonna have to keep guessing.
I thought you meant, are the creators humans? And I was like, indeed, we are humans.
Yeah, well, that's coming
I'm
from
not
me.
actually a raccoon.
Coming from me, you would probably expect something like that. Yeah. So these were humans that drew this. Yes, they were humans.
And they weren't killer freaking chickens.
But we are. Oh, I see. It says promo right there. If I would have scrolled up, I would have saw it. Okay, so this then is. See, the weird thing about this is when you say killer freaking chickens, and I see the level of craftsmanship here, I don't think killer freaking chickens.
You don't see any chickens in this image.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? His name should be like poultry or something, or chicken wing, or KFC.
Also, this is a human pilot. This is circa 1947, maybe 1948.
This looks like it's from the future,
and he's shooting down a UFO, an egg-shaped UFO,
if you will.
Mm-hmm. And there's a backstory to this one. The Roswell crash in 1947 was actually chickens from outer space coming to, check out the Earth.
The image that you sent me, is that one of the chickens?
That's one of the chickens.
Ooh.
In the next image, Art's jumping ahead. He's teasing here.
Yeah. We also have a famous artist that did that piece of artwork. Not this one, but the one we're going to jump to. But who is this?
That's Ted Lehman.
Okay.
Have you seen the Waste Gunner print that Eric Weathers is putting out?
It has the same thing. It has a lot of the shells on it.
It's got the shells.
He's from the inside of the...
Inside.
Oh, that thing's killer.
Yeah, same artist. Beautiful.
Oh, my gosh.
And I actually asked him for the bullets because I thought it was a really cool calling card. The bullets kind of, or the casings.
That's his thing now.
Yeah. It's his.
And we made sure this time they were all depressed. That
they all had been shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
who's coloring this? This color work is amazing.
This is a colorist Eric actually found, goes by Pressy on social media. Pretty fantastic color work. We were really happy. This one we actually had no corrections on. He got this in one shot.
Yeah, I'm kind of anti-purples, but man, this works with the purples, the yellows into the oranges.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the little circular spheres that are different colors there. That's
alien technology.
Yeah, it's his antimatter reactors leaking. Don't run into that stuff.
Is this going to be a story point? The antimatter reactors?
It's just kind of a fun. It's a fun little detail I like.
Like chicken guts.
Mm-hmm.
The giblets.
Chicken giblets.
So wait. So this alien spacecraft is one of the chicken.
It's one of the chickens. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
You remember the cartoon Super Chicken?
I do. I do.
Did that just kind of imprint on you at a younger age?
It was a big part of my research for this stuff to make sure that I didn't step too much on Super Chicken. But yeah, Super Chicken's great.
Do these guys have like a battle cry like Super Chicken?
We haven't worked it out yet, but they do follow the Holy Scratcher. You know,
Ooh.
it's like a play on scripture.
I thought it was like one of those things that you play the lottery.
scratch offs.
Holy scratch off!
Well, that could be the scratcher of the day. You
Yeah.
know, they all get issued.
You know,
one
you
a
have
year.
several tie-ins now. You have the Lotto tie-in, and then you have the KFC tie-in.
That's right. Killer frickin' chickens, as you know, you can imagine KFC. We're gonna,
Because they could go, it's killer frickin' chicken. Like I could just see these characters like animated walking in with a bucket of chicken.
we're taking Colonel Sanders and we're gonna tweak him. We're gonna turn him into a mad military scientist.
Oh, so he is in the story.
He's in the book.
Oh,
Yeah, but he's Colonel Dr. Anders.
okay. So this pre the line of delicious takeout chicken?
Well, he's gonna end up making. So you want to go to the second image?
I do want to go to the third image.
Oh, the third image. Yeah, my mistake.
Oh, yeah. Let's go back to the first. Wait a minute.
There we go.
There we go.
So before we get too much further, this is by the great Render Contender.
Yes, look at that rendering. You would expect nothing less with a name like Render Contender.
Why did I have to give myself that?
That's a lot to live up to. This is like old school, like Marvel, stuff we were doing with the uplighting, the Will's Portaccio.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just gonna say Will's Portaccio.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, the uplighting was one of my favorite things about this. Was this piece? I should have sent you the black and white so you could compare the two.
Okay.
Render's lines are amazing. But yeah, so what we have here is a fully hulked out space chicken, and
I'm sorry, I still haven't come to terms with that. Go ahead.
if you scroll down on the image a little bit,
Okay.
you're gonna notice our raccoon kind of modified pilot, right?
Oh no.
So these guys are experiments. Colonel Dr. Anders took a bunch of pilots, said, "Hey, do you want to, participate in my experiments?" They said, "Yeah, sure." Didn't read the fine print, and he turned them all into animal hybrids. So he's a mad military scientist creating these ridiculous, coyote pilots, raccoon pilots, anything that has a pretense for eating chicken.
Ooh.
So they're
The arch nemesis to the chicken.
Absolutely. So we got chicken hawks, we've got raccoons, coyotes, a couple weasels.
I'll tell you, I would probably become an arch nemesis as well because I love chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've got all kinds of ideas for fun chicken-based jokes, stuff like the Colonel Needs You, the old wartime posters.
With Uncle Sam.
Mm-hmm.
What about what's going on now with the Popeyes chicken, though?
Oh, that's a good point.
Speaking of killer freaking chicken,
Did you hear about that, Art?
No.
Yeah.
yeah, the people are killing each other over Popeyes new, or not new. I guess it's brought back their chicken sandwich.
Someone was stabbed to death in a line waiting for chicken.
For a chicken sandwich.
For a chicken sandwich.
So we can really capitalize on this.
Yeah, I think the humans need to kill, or the chickens need to kill some crazy humans. Cleanse the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So, the raccoons and the other animals are like human experiments.
Mm-hmm. They're experiments.
Well, by humans experimented on the animals. And so the chickens are not experiments. They are actually a race of alien species.
That's right. They're space aliens. The raccoon human hybrids, they were made with 11 genes and splices. If you're familiar.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait. This is, this is my kind of book right here. Yeah. The whole T-Bear clan is like, we are pun-rific. Like, we love puns.
It's going to be chocked full of chicken-related puns. It's going to be ridiculous. Lowbrow, hilarious stuff.
And it's going to have amazing art. So, Render Contender, you're not doing the whole book, are you? Or are you just doing the high profile?
We're still trying to select our interior artist, but there's, I would like to talk to Render, about the future of killer frickin' chickens. No pressure here, no pressure now.
So this
was a lot of fun drawing that chicken. I can tell you that for sure.
Well, it's a roid rage freaking crazy ass chicken, man.
Well, we're calling him Cluck Norris.
He's not a free range chicken, right? That would be definitely hormones added.
Oh
right?
yeah, he's from a long line of genetically enhanced chickens.
But by their own race, not
Mhm.
by Colonel. What's his name?
Colonel Dr. Anders.
Colonel Dr. Anders. Yeah. So he had nothing to do with this abomination, right?
Oh, Eric Weathers is in the chat, everyone.
Uh-oh, we better straighten up. We better sober up. I saw your piece, Eric. It looked really cool. Your promo piece for Savage Wilds. So then this is a shared universe?
Oh yeah, so Savage Wilds is going to actually take place in the 1950s. This is actually going to take place in the early 60s.
Okay, so this comes after then the other.
But the crash took place in the late 40s. So I was thinking about sneaking in some Easter eggs of like, you know, a streaking craft coming across the
Easter
sky.
eggs.
Uh-huh.
The puns just keep coming.
Yeah, so it'll all be a shared universe. I mean, there won't really be any necessary. There won't be a reason to put killer chickens in Savage Wilds. They're not going to be there, but it'll be the same planet, the same.
I have to ask you though. So, how much interaction do the animals have with humans other than the experiments?
Not much. Well, so the animals, you're talking now. We're talking killer frickin' chickens, and you're talking the pilots.
Well, both, because they're both, you know, humans exist in both real or both, you know, storylines. So how do they interact with humans, and do humans know they even exist other than like the Colonel and stuff like that?
Everyone's mad at the Colonel for making freaky animal splices. It's frowned upon. It's very frowned upon. Actually,
Okay.
the Colonel gets locked up. So he operates his chicken restaurant empire from a secret base in Utah underground.
So wait, the birth of his chicken empire happens in your comic?
Yeah. The first KFC was in Utah back in, I believe, the 50s or 60s. I'm not refreshed on that.
I think most of the fast foods and stuff come out in that time.
Yeah, and the first one was in Utah. And that is actually where the Colonel's secret base is, underground. And where all these freaky animal hybrids are.
So did the Colonel work for the government, or
Absolutely.
was he just doing this freaky crap on his own?
the Colonel was there. He was a first responder to the crash, to the alien crash in
the
47.
Roswell?
Yeah.
Roswell? Yeah.
And everything was okay. He was tinkering with alien technology.
Wait a minute. Okay, so he got the formula for these freaky deakies from the chickens.
The chicken DNA is a big part of it.
Of making like the raccoons.
Yes.
Ah.
So the first person the Colonel experimented on was himself.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute. So, does he have any physical changes?
The Colonel is a super genius. He always has been, but he's been a little crazy. So the first time he tried to plug in an interface with the chicken technology,
okay,
it drove him a little mad.
Okay.
So he split.
Wait a minute, he wasn't mad before the experiments.
He was mad, but he wasn't as mad. He's really mad now. So now he's crazy. He recognizes that humans are not a good match to interface with this chicken technology. So what he does is he grabs a bunch of
too late
unbeknownst pilots, and he splices in some chicken DNA and some crazy chicken predator DNA to balance it out, because you don't want half chicken, half humans running around trying to fight chickens. That gets confusing.
No. So how do the chickens feel about this?
The chickens are very upset. By the time the chickens get to the earth,
I think that was the question of the day.
There's a huge chain of chicken restaurants. They're pretty upset about that.
Yeah, but how do they feel about, like, are they fighting our wars and stuff? Like,
oh no, they're coming to take over.
Oh, so wait, the chickens are the bad guys.
The chickens are the bad guys.
They're mad about all the chain of chicken restaurants.
Right.
Oh.
The chickens.
Some reason, I was thinking the chickens were the good guys.
Oh no, killer freaking chickens from space. That doesn't typically tend to be a hero title.
I don't know, but the way you pitched it to me was just killer freaking chickens. So
That's
I'm
true.
still thinking, killer freaking chickens.
Killer could be a good thing, right? Those chickens are killer, man.
Yeah. So the thing is that the motivation of these chickens is that they were wronged, and so that they're kind of righteous in their anger.
They're kind of like a classic alien from outer space coming to try and dominate the Earth kind of chicken too. So when that craft was crashing, right? An old plane, a Mustang from the 40s isn't going to shoot down. It's not going to shoot down a UFO, is it? No. So what happened was early rocket testing where they shoot monkeys into space on rockets.
Yeah.
That's actually what collided with the craft as it was coming in. So the last thing the chicken empire sees, the last transmission they received was a screaming monkey face through the porthole of a rocket. And then that's what started sending the craft down, and that's what allowed.
And I sense a crossover.
That's right.
Planet of the Apes meets freaking chickens.
Well, they think we're just a bunch of monkeys with V2 rockets, because the V2 rocket was the first the first vessel that took a monkey into space.
I like how you're bringing this into like real stuff.
That's right.
Like it's such a cool, weird hybrid of things. So wait. So then this raccoon here that's getting his ass handed to him, he's the good guy.
He's the good guy. Yeah.
So you named a line of books, a story after the villains. I think that's what threw me off.
That might have been that.
It's like Killer Tomato. Wait, was it Killer Tomatoes?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, but usually as a comic book concept, you don't. I mean, there's been exceptions like Suicide Squad or something like that, but they're like bad guys that are turning good.
Right.
You usually don't give a bad guy a title of his own.
I think the chickens deserve a title of their own.
I think you're pioneering.
I think. Pioneer.
Yes,
I like that.
Thank you. See, two can play at this game.
Right on.
Whatever happened to Pioneer Chicken? I thought it was superior to Kentucky Fried Chicken. How do you've lived here all your life, right?
Yes,
Southern California. I don't know if Pioneer Chicken is throughout this.
I don't know if it is. I liked Church's Chicken.
Ooh, Church's Chicken.
They had good fried okra. I wouldn't eat okra any other way.
I never tried fried okra. It sounds horrible.
I've had fried okra. It's good.
It's good at Church's.
It's better than regular okra.
We all have to go eat Popeyes without killing each other and see if that's better than all of them.
We could do like a remote.
I know where a Popeyes is.
We could do a remote stream and see if we survive eating Popeyes.
Yeah.
I'll bring a gun. Well, there was already somebody stabbed, so I'll bring my gun.
Yeah.
I'll bring my nib. My fighting nib.
You're probably more talented at that than I am with my gun. So
jab right in the eye. Excellent. So Killer Chickens is kind of more the back burner project, right? And
yes.
Savage Wild is the one that's coming out in February.
We're shooting for the summer, so July, August, the next summer.
Really? I thought you said February for something.
No, July, August 2020 is what we're looking at.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So you have plenty of time to inventory this thing.
Yeah, we're gonna work on pages. We're gonna work on a lot of stuff so that when we come up for launch, we're gonna be in a really good position.
Oh my gosh, that'll be awesome! And so the first one, Savage Wilds, is 4 issues.
Right now, Savage Wilds, we're working on volume 1, but it is a planned 4 volumes. Yeah.
And 48 pages about that, or
we're thinking 48 pages to start, 60 in the stretch goal.
Ooh, I like 60. That's where we're trying to get to as well with Chrono. So let's see. Coyotes, Bears. Oh my. Coyotes.
I see Demented for Funds in the chat. He says sensory is a myth. That's not true.
Why
Sensory
is it
Comics? Well,
I see what he's saying now.
He's giving us a hard time. We're late.
On what?
Launching.
Yeah, but you just said it wasn't going to come out till the summer of next year.
He wants his book now.
Well, who doesn't after that pitch? You got some great people working on the book. So you're writing, or are you working with somebody on the?
So
writing?
it's kind of like a collaborative effort with me and a friend of mine. His name is he goes by Aldous off the farm. We're a writing team. We work really well together. You know, we put each other in check when we're getting too crazy. However, the chicken book is there's no holds barred there.
Yeah,
we just get weirder and weirder.
So how do you feel about this comment?
That's a Rocket Raccoon ripoff. Oh man, in the
They're fighting words, aren't they?
which one though? Because there's two raccoons.
Yeah, but also, I mean, just the world you've created is totally different than Rocket's world.
Yeah, I mean, Rocket is more of a cybernetically. What was Rocket? He was a companion to old people.
Well, I don't know his origin. Do you know his origin?
I don't know his origin. I thought he was, cybernetic.
So
Raccoon.
Rocket, man, he made
Wasn't
his
he-
debut in Hulk 170 something, 171 or 170. I can't remember the exact number, but the whole idea behind Rocket and the race of animals was they were created to be caregivers for crazy people, for the mentally infirm. So yeah,
like the Colonel.
well, the Colonel is mentally infirm. He's nuts. But yeah,
I think the backdrop is totally, like, yours is totally unique. Like, it's a different world than the world Rocket lives in.
yeah, I would compare our like Killer Frickin' Chickens. Those animals are more like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, they're experiments gone wrong. And then Savage Wilds they're just animals. It's like Rats of Nim. There is a raccoon, but then we've got the beavers. We've got possums. We have
My daughter loves possums.
all kinds of different kinds of weasels, fishers, martins, you name it, we got it. Flying squirrels, one of my favorites.
Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a tactical squadron of scouts and
Look up.
Yep.
Always have to look up
Yep.
because you don't know what's going to come down on you. So yeah, Art hates purple. I do hate purple, except on Prince. It works.
He
for him.
owns purple.
He owns purple. Even his motorcycle was purple. Did you know that?
Prince, yeah.
Prince's little motorcycle.
Purple Rain.
I've never seen Purple Rain, but I heard it's beautiful.
I saw Purple Rain at in a rebellious phase of my life, and I thought it was kind of funny.
I meant literally Purple Rain.
Someone
I've seen the
told me it's not
movie.
supposed to be funny. So
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah. There are some moments in that movie that are kind of funny. Yeah. But apparently Prince can play basketball. What was that one Chappelle?
cool yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
Yes. Oh, that's right. You're from the cold country.
That's right.
Yeah.
I've been to Lake Minnetonka.
I've dipped my toe in that many times.
In the sacred
It's
waters.
sacred. I've been baptized.
So that lake is actually it was kept secret from the white man for like 50 some odd years. Native Americans held it as a sacred place.
And then
we put a strip mall right next to it.
right, and now we have our what are those? those
Wait, are we
boats
like
and-
the Beavers?
Yeah. Well,
Ooh.
everyone's like the Beavers a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Riding some jet skis around. Yeah. Beavers on jet skis. That's the next book, guys.
we're like beavers. We're damned.
We're damned.
We're damned like beavers. Damn those beavers! You got to have that like in something, like when somebody has to just yell, "Curse you, beavers!"
We can definitely add that because the Beavers are up to no good.
There has to be a sexy female beaver.
Ooh, I don't know.
Is that too nail on the head?
Yeah, it's a little.
Oh, come on, man. A sexy beaver, that's not bad.
We'll
Kids will love it.
We'll send you a pinup.
Sexy beaver pinup. Yeah, so very good, man. This has been a blast. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Sierra. I'm glad we could show off your book, and thanks for your insight, Render, on kind of like from a fan point of view how possibly they are viewing the situation now at Comicsgate, and how that if we keep going, a house divided isn't just the professionals, but it might actually be the fan base as well. So cautionary tale again. So let's get our S together and try to unite the fan base. If nothing more, unite the fan base.
Absolutely.
We can all have our differences, and that's fine. but try to unite the fan base. Confusion in the marketplace, people actually get sued for those things, you know. So there is confusion in the marketplace, and I think we just need to stop fighting. Just stop fighting, people. Put out good comics and show a united front, and let's get that CG out there loud and proud, like the big image eye. Image eye of the day. All right, man. You guys have any parting shots?
I'm good. Just keep your eyes out there for hashtag Century Comics, hashtag Comicsgate, obviously, and thank you everyone for who's been supporting us up until now, and thanks to Eric Weathers and my partner Aldis for helping us get this thing together.
Yeah. So look forward to it. Summer, right? This coming summer.
This coming summer, yeah.
Right.
Rhaegar asks, does this book have a Were Chicken Wolf? It does not, but we'll consider that concept if it's.
Will there be milk involved?
No milk.
No milk and no wolves.
Chicken
Make
milk
it
just
happen.
does not sound good.
I'd be willing to draw that
on,
on a napkin.
on a napkin. All right.
Yes.
Just like the Great Naples pitches.
Yes.
Hey,
I'll
we
pitch
might
that
get
on a
into
napkin.
Nickelodeon if.
Yeah, just start drawing our pitches up on napkins and yeah, because you know, like the best way to impress people, to try not to impress them.
Oh, yeah.
I've been
Play
going
them.
about this all wrong.
You've been bringing your A game. Yeah, you got to start.
It might be too late.
You're doomed. You're damned, just like those beavers. Damn Oh God, that's got to be like a Marvel, like old school Marvel '60s, like you know how they had those big blurbs across the cover.
Yeah.
Damn beavers!
Giant word bubble action.
Yeah. Big exclamation point. Yeah. Enough said. Damn beavers.
Beautiful.
Yes. So there will be no wolves and no chicken milk and no wolf milk.
Chicken milk doesn't sound appetizing. I don't know.
It does not. Oh, this could be fun. Oh my gosh, dude.
This colonel is Dr. Moreau's grandchild. Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Oh, dude. Okay, when people engage like this in the
Mhm.
chat, you know
Well, this is the
they're
great
digging
thing.
what you're putting down, because this is good insight right here.
This is my favorite thing about Comicsgate is the chat getting involved and you know, catalyzing off that. It's amazing.
That's the no spill blood.
Yeah.
That's no spill blood. God, you need an island. You need to do some, like, there has to be some kind of nod, like that. It's like, let's go to the island. And then they're just like, no, that dude's crazy or something like that. That guy's even crazy by my standards.
Yeah. Like Grandpa's Island? No way, man.
No way, man. That dude is crazy even by my standards.
Right
He
on.
ate the chicken. Never eat the chicken. What is that one thing about dealers, like drug dealers? They're like, never use your own product. Yeah.
Don't tap into your own supply, man.
Yeah. So the colonel would have like, never eat the chicken.
Yeah.
They'll ask him like, do you like it? And he's like, I never eat it. You never sample your own cooking.
That's for the customer.
That's for the customer. These are golden lines, by the way.
Fraud 79.
Okay, fraud.
This can open up a sequel to Deranged Turkeys from the Unknown Regions. I like that.
This can go on and on. This is endless because there's so many great fowls to eat. You know, there's also like small game.
Derpy ducks.
Ducks are greasy though. You guys ever eat?
Ducks are greasy.
I don't like duck.
Yeah. The best duck I've had though is the Peking duck. The Chinese, they make the best duck.
Yeah, if you're gonna eat duck, that's the way to do it. But even that, I can't draw the line.
It's pretty rich.
Yes, it is. Rich is a nice way of putting it. How about you?
I can eat frogua. I've had that before. That's tasty.
What's a
fancy.
frogua?
Yeah, something to do
I
with
think
frogs.
it's duck liver.
Oh, duck liver.
Well, there's duck pate as well.
Is that what it is? No, it's duck liver.
Is it a
Well, I think the
duck
pate is like duck liver. I think. Is it kind of like not a paste, but like a yeah? It's probably,
it's something on crackers.
Yeah, it's a pate.
And
Yeah,
it's really tasty.
Oh, it's delicious. But you know, it's like sausage. Like when you say, "I really love," like if it's a pork sausage, you go, "I really like pork," and it's like, no, it's all there's so many spices and stuff in that.
That's
like,
true.
Yeah, you're like they could put anything in there. That could be mystery meat, right? but you're still gonna go, yeah, that's a good sausage.
Clip that.
Yep. Okay, I think people are starting to get in on your vibe here. Casey needs him.
All
He's the
right.
new colonel. He would be a great spokesman. Yeah. Do you see the strength? Like thumbs up.
Buff chicken, thumbs up. I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're getting a little traction here with killer freaking chickens.
Yeah. I knew if we go long enough, people would chime in.
People like space chicken.
Cream corn.
Corn fluff.
Or a gravy monster.
You need a Halloween special.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
Where like food from other planets comes to join in the fight.
Sentient food.
Sentient Jello.
Yeah, and you can have like a crazy food fight.
You could have the coleslaw man. He's kind of like Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought like that some character has to come and just take a bite out of another character and just go, not bad.
Tastes like chicken.
Tastes like chicken. This stuff practically writes itself.
It started off as a joke. We had a promo image made. And
you need jerk chicken.
yes.
Yeah, one that he's just a big jerk.
He's a big
You're a
jerk.
jerk, but your taste is all get out.
Probably Rastafarian.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean,
Probably
you gotta
doesn't
have-
last very long in the battle because it's just so damn delicious. You know what? Like, you could just have a battlefield filled with like chicken bones.
Well,
Because they don't really kill each other. They come back and eat them because they're so damn delicious.
Yeah.
well, some of the imagery is we were going to have like shoot down a chicken pod because the chicken spaceships are eggs with little chicken feet sticking out.
Of course, they have to be.
And we're going to have them blow up and then just like buckets of chicken and chicken drumsticks come out, you know, and our heroes are grabbing them out of the air and taking a bite.
Wait a minute. So the chicken craft with chicken pilots and chicken people
Yeah.
eat chicken?
No, the heroes eat chicken
Okay,
when they
but
blow them up.
Oh, I thought you said like the alien like chicken craft crashes and then buckets of chicken fly out.
Oh, that talking about like an action scene, you know. So the good guys are fighting the bad guys, and they shoot one down. You know, they'll say like box 20 because it's a box of chicken, and then they take a bite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They could also have if it's like a fire, like because somebody brought in rotisserie chicken. You could actually have like in one of the crashes, one of the chickens impaled. He looks like he's got a little handle.
Kebab.
Yeah, and then one just kind of starts, just spinning it around and just making sure he cooks all the way through.
He's speared on like an actuator, and it's just like spinning him around.
Somebody starts sprinkling some herbs and spices on him, and the next thing you know, you have a barbecue.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh! I knew if we waited long enough, the heat would show up.
Oh, there he is.
Look at these hacks. Hey, Pixel, what do you think of that black and white book? You've had a little bit of time to spend on it because he came by earlier. He was part of the lunch as well. So he was chiming in on some of this stuff too. So you guys want to wrap this up?
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. Thanks so much, Art.
Oh, no
It's
problem.
a great time.
Yeah, this has been a blast. Yeah, I love all the chicken puns and all that stuff. It's a lot of fun. So just you guys know, here's my party shot. Chrono Mechanics, they do more before the dawn of time than most people do all day. So we have 138 backers. We have 35 days left, and we are at $10,312. So that'll just about pay for Render his pencil fees.
We need a few more backers to
cover that.
To cover me.
Yeah. And we might have to triple that for Narwhal.
Yeah.
Because that guy doesn't come cheap. There's no cheaping it on that guy.
Narwhal colors look like they're worth every penny, though.
Yeah, they came out great. So here's the cover, but here is Narwhal's work. So this is Render. If you wonder the connection between, you're like the through line of almost all Oh my gosh, you are. You're like a through line.
Am I like Kevin Bacon?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, so you started off with the Comicsgate Cafe, right?
Right.
And that was kind of tying everybody. By the way, we got to get back to this. That thing is full circle. That's what we should be doing. Like all these things should be crossing over. People should be having fun with these characters.
Right.
So that was the start. And then was it Malin after that, or did you start with somebody else?
It was mainly, well, I got some people had asked me to help out with some promo stuff for their campaigns before that. So I actually have a card as part of the Stardust campaign that people should be getting in the mail here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Myself,
NASA
EVS,
showed it the other day.
Yeah. Ethan did a card. I did a card for that. So I did that work beforehand. Helped out a lot of the other guys with some different character design work, and then worked with Malin after that.
Okay. And then did the chicken thing come after Chrono?
That was
Crazy Killer Chickens.
Yeah, that came afterward, just from Sierra and I talking.
Okay.
After meeting at the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Okay.
And actually, it was before I had started any work on Chrono Mechanics. I had told him that because I was actually busy with Outlaw Knights, doing some pages for that campaign, and I told him I just had the urge to draw a big hulking anything, and I told him it'd just be a lot of fun. And so he gave me the idea. He said, how about a hulking chicken? And I said, that's the last thing I was thinking.
How would you go there? What if you said a big hulking chicken would be amazing? You would have flipped out, right?
I would have sent him money immediately. I was like, just here, take my money.
You would have went, hey, this is crazy.
Yeah, but it actually happened organically because I saw some of his work with the airplane shooting down, and I really liked like the F-18 Super Hornets and stuff like that. So I was like, I want to draw something like that. I was in a Top Gun mood.
Yeah.
And then I said, I just want to draw something like that. And then he said, how about a chicken? A really buff, scary, evil. He's the bad guy. And I said, okay,
let's do it.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Well, he sent me that, and I was just blown away. It was probably the coolest art for the Killer Frickin' Chickens that's come up yet.
Well, I think as a visual that would represent Killer Frickin' Chickens.
Absolutely.
You don't get much more bombastic than that.
That image helped me figure out the title.
Wait a minute. So when you guys talked at that dinner that took us forever to get seated, by the way,
yeah,
you didn't have a title?
No, didn't have a title for this book. We had the concept and we were working on all this stuff, but the titles are hard to nail down sometimes. I
almost always go from title to.
Yes,
I do the opposite. Yeah,
that's how I normally work. But when I started working with other people, they kick around concepts. I kick around concepts. Normally, I go, "This is my title." Now I'm going to come up with a story for the title. Right. But in this case, we had this crazy Killer Frickin' Chicken idea.
I just love the way you say it. It cracks me up every time, man. Killer Frickin' Chickens, because you said it so many times. You have it down. Yeah.
It is burned into my speech syntax. Killer Frickin' Chickens.
Killer Frickin' Chickens. It's right there.
But once I saw that image, I was like, man, that is killer. And then Killer, KFC, Killer. What would go with that? Killer Chickens. Yeah, Killer Frickin' Chickens. There it is.
But you can't have the other part, though, because then it gets rid of the KFC part.
From space? I was just going to put it in small letters below it.
Or maybe you have to have that so you don't get in trouble with KFC.
Right, so I don't get sued by the Colonel.
You don't want that,
because
you don't want that kind of heat.
You'll be the first one to space.
Yeah,
and you might get stabbed when next time you go there by the Colonel.
Popeyes.
You'll have to, yeah. You'll have to take your life in your own hands there. It's actually safer at Popeyes than it is at KFC. But it's good. The lettering has to, like, the names have to be stacked, right?
Right.
And so the KFC have to be like the same color or something.
They will be, yeah.
Yeah. So then they can see the KFC lined up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
We're gonna
design wise.
We're gonna tweak the font so it's not identical, but yeah.
But like it would be like KFC, and then each one of those would probably be the same color, right? And then you'd have the rest.
Absolutely, that's right.
And then the little disclaimer so you don't get sued
in parentheses from space.
Yeah. Okay, so that was a nice fun tangent. So we have Render Contender, I just did a little thumbnail. Just I thought this would be a fun design.
That's beautiful.
And so you just knocked this out of the park, man. And there's like, you just look at the overall shape and it's fun, but you guys are really going to want to spend time looking at the interior of this through the dome, because these are all time ships.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're little mini time ships that you painstakingly penciled in, and I just hacked them out. Like I just was like, whatever. Who cares? Because that's how I am. I'm just like, who cares?
Do you know how intimidating it is to know that Art T. Bear is going to ink over what you're doing? It's pretty nerve-wracking. I think it's going to take me a long time to get used to it.
Well, we're like 4 or 5 pages into it now.
Yeah, it's
still
nerve-wracking,
there. Yeah.
Well, you've got quite the resume and legacy built up, Art.
Thank you.
I wouldn't want to do that.
I would want that job. No, it's great, man. It's great working with you, and definitely on this, you plussed it, and also you did your research. So, like, I didn't have to send all this stuff to you, like the main Chrono Incorporated headquarters in the middle. You just brought that, and that was amazing. That's just kind of loosely based on one of the issues, right, from the trade that I gave you?
Yeah, a page, double page spread, I think.
Yeah. So this thing came out incredible, and that's Narwhal's colors. So this is some of the Chrono interior pages here. We get to see the transformation from mechanic to their core selves. So yeah, I didn't want to get too into this, but I did want to, toot my own horn a little bit here. So this basically is the 4 pages that brings Doug into the story proper. And Doug is the 70s rock star slash, latter 20th century slacker. Yeah, work is a 4-letter word to this guy. Yeah, he knows how to rock, but that's about it. So we're at 10. Let's just see if we turned over. Yes, we did. We sold a couple books while we were here. So thank you guys so much. We're at 140 backers. So thanks, guys. Thanks for supporting Chrono. And just as my parting shot, I want to let you know that Black and White is in fulfillment right now. So those books are shipping. And the 2 gentlemen sitting here in the studio have got their books, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And Pixel got his as well. So thanks, you guys. And we're going to bid an adieu. What do you want to add?
No. I just came in to see if anyone needed anything.
You're rattling like you got money in your pocket.
No, it's my straw.
It sounded like change, didn't it?
Did it sound like change a little bit?
Yeah, you do have.
No,
What does that sound? It's change in your pocket.
I do have 2 quarters.
Rub them together, or is that 2 pennies?
I lied.
Rub them together. Yeah, we call her Jingles. Pamela Jingles T. Bear. Okay, well, thank you guys so much. And thanks to you, Sierra Whiskey and Render, for hanging out, man. This was an epic stream. So thanks again. And thank you for lunch.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, no problem. So take care, guys.